You got less than you wanted.
Yeah.
I got more than I wanted. I'm Wesley Morris, and this is Cannonball. Today, my baby's a runner. You are a stone. This is an exciting Oscars year for me. I find myself genuinely not knowing what's going to happen this Sunday. But, for the last couple of months, it's been looking like Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another is going to win many of its 13 nominations, including Best Picture and possibly supporting actress for Teyana Taylor's point-blank performance as Perfidia Beverly Hills.
This is an announcement of a motherfucking revolution.
And this woman has found herself in 2 sexual relationships with white men.
You like black girls. I love them.
But the acclaim for this movie and for Teyana Taylor's performance, they've been raising some complicated feelings for some of us. Ever since it opened in September, there's been this conversation happening that maybe not everybody was privy to, a debate over Taylor's character and the movie's overall treatment of black women. What are they doing? And why is Paul Thomas Anderson doing them like that? I've been having a lot of conversations with some of the black women in my life, and some of them are like, here we go again. Another movie that is reducing feminist badassness to basically having a big cinematic ass. For months now, I have been wanting to discuss this movie with one of those women, my pal, Daphne Brooks. And this feels like the week to do it, days before the Oscars, because I think it's one thing to hate the way a movie treats a character. It's another thing to hate that and then watch the entire movie industrial complex celebrate and reward it. Daphne teaches African American and American studies at Yale University, and her work does a lot of deep thinking about art, culture, and this country through the lens of black feminism. Daphne Brooks, here comes the Cannonball. Daphne Brooks.
Wesley Morris.
Thank you for coming back. I mean, it's not even that you're coming back. This conversation was willed into being by conversations you and I were having, mostly where I was just like in class with you. And, I'll just sort of set the scene. I go to this movie with one of our producers, the wonderful John White. It's a nice September morning. I believe it is crisp. It's one of those September days where you're like, oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Not only is it time for the seasons to change, fall movie season is here. And we are about to sit down with one of the greats, Paul Thomas Anderson. Mm-hmm. And you keep the face coming, Daphne. Just keep it coming.
Keep it coming. Can I just say at the outset of all this, I love Maya Rudolph so much. I love her so much.
This is inadmissible. Inadmissible.
I love her.
At least for now. So I sit down, John and I sit down in our seats. This is in an IMAX theater, the Lincoln Plaza, like 68th and Broadway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fine IMAX. Fine IMAX. And the opening shot of this movie is Teyana Taylor walking on an overpass. And she's looking down, she's doing surveillance work as part of this radical leftist organization. She's looking down at a military camp or like a migrant detention center that the military is overseeing.
Yes.
I don't know any of that. All I know is the energy out of the gate is high for me.
Declare war, motherfucker.
And for the next 33 minutes, I'm watching this and I'm just like, this is one of the most exciting, and I would say excited depictions of and ways of thinking about black women that I have seen in a Hollywood movie. I mean, I know the bar is low, but it gave me something. It really was giving me something to respond to.
Okay.
Now, I will stop there and just say that, I leave the movie high as a kite.
Yes.
Both John and me were just like,
Ooh, John too? Okay.
we had a great time.
Okay.
And I also just felt like what was happening was I was seeing a director who I felt had gotten very comfortable living in the past, in a past that did not involve any of the people in this movie, finally catching up to the 21st century. And I don't want to say making up for lost time, but like actually seeing a world that he, for whatever reason, was not comfortable or ready to depict.
Can I just say that was the reason why we went opening weekend.
Okay.
I had been waiting for this film because I was waiting for Paul Thomas Anderson to tell me some things that he'd never told me before, you know?
I guess he
did tell me
he told you some things, right? Because when I got home,
oh,
about the opening weekend of this movie, there's a text waiting for me from one Daphne A. Brooks. Here is the text message. I mean, basically, you start by saying, listen, I don't want to bother you. But I need to. I had to write tonight after seeing this P.T. Anderson thing. It's a Black feminist 911 emergency. And then you say so much to say, I mean, I almost walked out on it, Wesley. Yes, it's about white male weakness. That's what Wesley, said was also going on here. But also at the expense of women appearing as anything more than fever-dreamed, worn-out caricatures working in the service of white patriarchal anxieties and obsessions. It also struck us as deeply lazy when it came to engaging post-60s radical grassroots insurgent movements. I mean, I just want you, can you sit with me on opening night? You and your husband, Matt, go and see it. When did you feel compelled to press the 9 in your 911 emergency?
Right, opening scene. Teyana is in the first frame of the film, but then soon after, very soon after, it's the scene between Teyana's character and Sean, I used to love him, Penn, as the indelible character of Stephen J. Lockjaw, right? What unfolds is one of the oldest and most familiar kind of charged scenes of encounter between white men and Black women in the history of this country, to the extent that it is highly racialized, sexualized, framed in the conditions of violence.
What's your name, dickhead?
Right. So I'll just say, like, she finds him sleeping in his quarters.
Captain Stephen J. Lockjaw.
At this detention center.
My name is Perfidia Beverly Hills, and this is a declaration of war.
Where all of these brown men and women are being kept.
Yes.
And the instant he sees her, his lips start getting licked by his own tongue.
Yeah.
And her words to him are, here's the mission.
The message is clear.
Military man.
Free borders, free bodies, free choices, and free from fucking fear.
But she says something before that, which I didn't remember.
Wake up, soldier boy.
Until I...
Wake up, soldier boy.
You died and went to pussy heaven, motherfucker. Put your arms to the side so I can see you.
You died and went to pussy heaven.
And pussy heaven, yes, that's what she says.
Okay.
What's your name, dickhead? So we're already in, she's already sexualized the situation, right? But she has seen him, she's already seen him lick his lips. So he is, he's setting the, I don't know, setting the terms. She's trying to set the terms, but she is picking up what he is putting down and like speaking his language.
Absolutely.
And, she then says what she says about what the French 75, this organization, is here for and to do. And his only response to that is another lick lip, and he says, "Sweet thing, sweet thing,
sweet thing, right? Sweet thing." Which is
one of the great Shaka Khan songs.
Oh, sweet thing. Oh, you know everything.
Okay, fair. But also, incidentally, the name of the third archetype in Nina Simone's 1965 Black feminist anthem,
but
for women.
Yes.
in
yes,
which
yes, yes.
Nina carries listeners through this historical genealogy of Black women's racial and sexual exploitation and oppression.
My skin is tan.
My hair is fine.
My hair is fine. My
Right? My hips
invite
invite
you.
you. My mouth like
My
wine.
mouth is like wine.
No, do it, Wesley.
Whose little girl am I?
Anyone who has money to buy. What do they call me? My name is Sweet Thing.
My name is Sweet Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lockjaw's here to play, which Perfidia responds to by saying, right now, on your fucking feet. Since we playing, get up. Get it up.
Yep.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Get
very
it up.
Get
Don't-
it up. How could I? I'm trying to rewrite it, even in this moment, right? So what do we have here? We've got an Audre Lorde 911, right? No, Audre Lorde, the late great Black queer feminist.
Because she's picked
legend,
up his
right?
hat, she's picked up his gun.
Yeah. And
She's got his
yes,
tools.
and I'm there in the theater thinking master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. This is something Audre Lorde taught me when I was a freshman in college at Berkeley. So maybe on the one hand, it's one of Perfidia's fallacies, right? Her inability to recognize that, core fundamental Black feminist, ideological view of the world from the
So,
get-go.
Are we talking about here the Teyana Taylor's the depiction of Perfidia Beverly Hills
Yes.
as this sexualized creature in the world of the film? I mean, she is like how this woman is sort of driving. She's driving the action the first 33 minutes of this movie.
I mean,
And
okay.
and I'm
Sure.
I'm offering this to you.
Okay.
What is your experience of what she is doing? And is this the source of your primary frustration with the movie?
Well, I mean, my source of primary frustration with the film, which in my conversations with sisters in the ivory tower and sisters at the salon. So, talk about all the different ranges of places in which we interact and collaborate and think together and express our feelings and, just think about culture. My primary frustration is, the inability for the film to lift up and really engage her inner life world. One of the troubling kind of riddles about Perfidia's relationship with Ghetto Pat, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who becomes Bob later.
Yes.
But, one of the troubling riddles about their intimacy is the extent to which we are seeing, this kind of, voracious coupling and sexuality, which in and of
He
itself.
plants a bomb. She wants to have sex.
She wants to
near
have
the bomb,
sex,
near the
right?
blast site.
Let's fuck where the bomb go off. Come on, baby.
Come on, baby. We gotta go.
Right? They engage in these deadly operations, and she's like, "Come on, baby, let's lay down on the field and have sex right now," And I mean, there's an interesting metaphor to that, right? Because Black feminists again have given us, pivotal knowledge about the connections between, desire and personal desire and political desire. You think about Toni Cade Bambara's famous line in which she says, the role of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible. Or, of course, Audre Lorde's classic essay, The Uses of the Erotic, in which she's really wrestling with, talking through, theorizing the ways in which, she describes it as recognizing the power of the erotic within ourselves that can give us this energy to pursue genuine change, okay? So, if I'm being generous here, there's something interesting about Perfidia's claiming of her sexuality as being central to her political life world as well. but we don't know what it is. I just want to know. I want to know about the long line of, Black revolutionary women who gave birth to her. That's, referenced by Grandma Minnie. We should talk about that name. In the film,
My child comes from a whole line of revolutionaries. And you look so lost.
Well, I mean, just immediately, Grandma Minnie is, like, to me, like an explicit reference to Minnie Riperton.
Absolutely.
Paul Thomas Anderson's wife, Maya Rudolph's mother.
Yes.
And one of the great singers,
Yes.
that we had for, the 1970s.
And synonymous with soul, music culture and desire, and pleasure and community building. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're thinking about like what the emergency is here. And is it like, is this movie striking you as being glib with the thing that, Grandma Minnie in the movie is talking about with this legacy, this lineage of revolutionaries, which, is a kind of stand-in for just any Black woman who got up, right? It is for a particular kind of political struggle that does not necessarily involve guns, bombs, and, and bank robberies.
Gotta talk
it's about survival. It's about living life. It's about creation.
Yeah.
So is the movie is it being too glib with that history in some way? Is it, I'm just thinking through what, okay.
Absolutely. That history just hangs so heavily over representations of Black womanhood that to have it interfaced with the language of Black revolution without a fuller dissection of the connections between the two, and in some ways a kind of cursory, not in some ways a cursory kind of engagement. I mean, it's about the choices that were made in the film as opposed to the film writ large. It's about the kinds of paths that were taken in telling the story, at hand that felt just incredibly painful. And then
did anybody was there anybody, were there any pro people?
No. No, but I'll tell you something, and this is also interesting.
I've got them in my life because it's funny. Like after a month of the movie being out, and me hearing from lots of people who were just like soul hurt. There was another wave of moviegoer, and I'm talking. I'm talking about Black women.
Yes,
who were just like, I kind of loved it.
Interesting.
This was fine with
interesting.
This was fine with me.
Okay,
More
so
of it.
here's what I'll say about that. That I have encountered this with, and it's a generational divide for me.
Okay.
Like I have a wonderful goddaughter, white, boyfriend is Black, very much of our intellectual, social, political worlds in terms of thinking about progressive politics, Black liberation, loved the film or liked it. I don't want to put it, be careful about how I paraphrase them. Her best friend, Black queer woman, Black queer woman partner, also enjoyed the film. These are millennials, right? So, I mean, I'm interested in that. And even when I've
These
talked about—
These women run a gamut.
Yeah,
these people run a gamut.
Okay.
But I mean, I hear that. But listen. All right, so can I tell you what I think is happening for me?
Yep.
It did not feel good to get that text from you.
No.
And then to be, don't feel bad. But I'm just saying, like, it didn't feel good. It does not feel good to love something and only have a few days to love it until the avalanche of what the fuck is wrong with you starts coming your way.
Which I didn't
And-
say to you, by the way. I didn't say what the fuck is wrong
No,
with you.
nobody. But you weren't. I mean, you're not an ad hominem person, and it's not personal,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I just don't like the feeling that people I care about, right? People I love, you know, from my sister to my sister, hate this movie that I had a good time at, and we watched the same thing. And the thing that really hurt them thrilled me.
Yeah.
But listen, what thrilled me about this movie,
Tell me.
to be in these 33 minutes with Perfidia Beverly Hills, she exists both inside the narrative and above it and beyond it.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, there are a lot of scenes of her, you know, I'm gonna set myself up for you to spike me. But I mean, there's a way in which I think it's sort of she's omniscient.
I wish that she
in that-
were. Okay.
Oh, how about this? I'll strike that.
Yeah.
She's omnipresent. She's omnipresent.
Sure.
Right?
I mean-
her voice is everywhere.
Yes.
Her choices are everywhere. Like at some point, she's doing narrating.
Right.
You know, she walks out on this family
Yes.
in pursuit of just independence, I'll say, you know, to sort of paraphrase.
I mean, she's
what her
also a
argument
fugitive.
more or less
though,
is. Right,
you know,
right. Yeah,
I mean,
she's
right?
going, she is going on the run, but she's not taking everybody with
Right.
them.
Yeah.
And her explanation for that is
Yes.
not, you know, I cannot endanger you
Right.
people. I need to run.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to do me.
I need to do me.
I think what Teyana Taylor is performing in some way are these questions of not simply human liberation, but individual freedom from a collective movement, right?
Sure.
Like the running that she is doing is to me
Yes.
like outside the world of the
Yes.
story
Yes.
of the movie, right?
Yeah.
She is trying to escape, I think, the very thing you and I are talking about,
Right.
right? She is running from the problem. The way she talks about Pat and leaving Charlene
Yes.
behind.
Yes.
Where are you going right now?
Stop talking to me. Now go as I please.
You realize that we're a family now, right? You don't have to do this anymore.
You realize I put myself first, right?
And her mother and her family, like, this history is too much. It is too much. And I have to escape it.
Right.
You know, I feel like the choice that is being made here is the hardest choice. It's not just turning everybody in,
Yes.
right? It's not just like betraying your organization.
Yes.
It is like cutting, it is like severing your limb
Yeah.
to keep your individuality.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yes,
I just
sure. So give me, you know, let's go, Paul. Let's add another 30 minutes and and see what happens when you allow a Black woman to cut loose from.
But she's trying. You know what you're
Yeah.
gonna laugh when I say this. I thought about Duck Amuck.
Duck Amuck?
Daffy Duck, he had a farm. E-I-A-I-O.
The old Daffy Duck,
Oh,
like
wow.
the
Okay.
great Daffy Duck
Yeah,
cartoon.
yeah.
Where they keep trying to draw him into they keep trying to
Right.
animate him
Sure.
to stay in the world of the celluloid.
I mean, look.
And he keeps being dissatisfied with the parameters being put around him. I feel like Perfidia Beverly Hills / Teyana Taylor is doing Duck Amuck.
Listen, you know, the end of Hortense Spiller's classic essay, Mama's Baby, Papa's Maybe, is actually calling for this kind of moment in which we can imagine Black women being able to break out of the very caricatures that she begins her essay with, which include lines like, and this
The
is,
whole-
peaches, brown sugar, sapphire, earth mother, auntie, granny, God's holy fool, a Miss Ebony first, or a Black woman at the podium, all right? Which, I mean, also conversant with Nina Simone and those archetypes that she's, moving us through in For Women. By the end of the essay, that the famous last line, actually claiming the monstrosity of a female with the potential to name, which her culture imposes in blindness, Sapphire might rewrite, after all, a radically different text for a female empowerment. Sure, let's have Perfidia rewrite that text, but I need to see it.
I think
I need to hear it. I need to feel it.
but see, you got less than you wanted.
Yeah.
I got more than I wanted.
Okay, sure. I mean,
because
okay, go ahead.
I think this chase picture, right?
Yes.
This chase picture, it knows, if it knows anything, it at least knows what it's running to and running from, right? I think obviously this movie knows that it's playing with, white supremacist. I mean, I guess the movie would say evil, but it's not evil. It's like casual, right?
Yeah, the endemic ways in which white supremacy constitutes our everyday lives. For me, I worry about settling, with regards to a film like this, that it is doing so much and at the same time not enough, so little. I want to be careful with that, but right? So little for some of us. And that, how rarely it is, right? That we have, popcorn cinema, the multiplex, putting Black women on screen and saying these things.
I am what Black power looks like. See my face? See my face? I'm the Prince 75.
Make films in which you can have Jungle Pussy say, I am Black power. And for that to actually have some substance and some meaning behind it. I need that. I want that. If we're gonna hear it for the first time, as far as I can recall, in a major motion picture in recent years by a white director, by someone other than Spike Lee, I need more. And to treat these characters and this topic with some care, precisely because it's been so, just egregiously elided across the history of film.
I think my favorite thing about my relationship with you, Daphne, is it isn't that this is not about a white man can't do it. This is not about like that kind of authority representational.
Yeah. Right.
We're not drawing those kind of
No,
lines.
we are not. No.
But what we are talking about, though, is I think what you do with the pieces once you put them on the board.
Yes.
Do you know how to play?
Yes.
Do you know how to play chess?
Yeah. And what do you need to know in order to play chess?
Yeah, what do you need to know? What do you need to know? What do you need to know? I mean, I feel like this is a very successful chess match.
Oh, you
But
and me, or
I think that for
his
me,
chess match.
the reason that I have to Paul Thomas Anderson's chess match should be clear.
Sure.
You and I mean,
right.
I don't know what game we're playing. We're playing something way beyond that. But one of the things that sort of like that hurt me about, in those first couple of weeks, like while absorbing all these really thoughtful, impassioned, cogent ways of thinking about how this movie is lazy, failing, not doing enough, not going far enough.
Frustrating.
But for me, the thing that hurt was, or the thing I understood about the hurt, was that I have been here too. I have felt this so many other times. And I sat with John White, the producer of this show.
Yes.
A producer of this show. And I was like, I'm not feeling the thing that I normally feel when I watch anything that involves a depiction of us. I kind of want to just like spend a little bit of time like talking about the history, how it repeats, how come Oscar night it could proliferate once more. In a good way and a bad way, perhaps. Who knows?
In a year when Sinners is
yes,
in our world.
Yes, you're picking up what I'm putting down. I think I was trying to articulate to you the feeling that I have not infrequently when there is some conversation happening just among Black people about art, about popular art. And, the many different ways to feel about it. And it really is about the depiction of us, really no matter who's doing the depicting, to be honest, right? And when it feels good and when it doesn't feel good. And I always find that one of the major flashpoints for this conversation about how we're feeling with respect to how we're being represented is the Academy Awards. You're going to watch, right?
Wesley, I have not missed an Oscars ceremony since 1977, which is that's ground zero.
That's quite a year.
It's ground zero. I mean, and that was the year that I fell in love with moviegoing because of Star Wars. So I had an earache. I was laid up on our couch in Menlo Park, California, and Mom and Dad had wrapped me in blankets, and I was crying because I had the earache, and I just kept saying, I have to watch the Oscars now.
That's Rocky.
Yes, it's Rocky. I mean, I remember.
That's Rocky.
Right, so it's before.
Rocky was your first Oscar.
It was, and I remember seeing Sylvester Stallone throwing the popcorn around. He had popcorn that he'd brought with him. So yes.
I mean, I guess.
I will be watching.
I think the reason to bring it, I mean, I feel like award shows really are like one of the great crucibles of race and culture in this country. It just, where, like, you agree with that, right? That's not a crazy thing to say.
No, I mean, I think that you and I are special, though, in thinking that. I don't think most people think that.
I just sort of, I mean, I'll take you through a quick spin through there have been, in the entire 98 We're at 97 Academy Award broadcasts.
Sure.
Or, 97 trophies have been given out for supporting actors.
Yes.
11 of them have been won by Black or brown women.
Which is a high watermark compared to the Best Actress category.
Hattie McDaniel's the first one to win in 1940.
The Hattie McDaniel.
For Gone with the Wind. She's the first Black woman to win any Oscar. But for supporting actress.
Fellow members of the motion picture industry and honored guests, this is one of the happiest moments of my life.
Whoopi Goldberg in 1991.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Jennifer Hudson in 2007.
Jennifer Hudson.
Monique in 2010 for Precious.
Right. Monique. In Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
Octavia Spencer in 2012 for The Help.
Octavia Spencer.
Made that shit pie. Sorry.
We'll get
Go
there.
ahead. Okay.
Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave. Viola Davis for Fences. A major category fraud. But, well, not major, but that is category fraud.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have been a supporting actress. She's Best Actress. A lot of those scenes by herself. Then Regina King for Beale Street Could Talk.
Regina King!
Who's after that? Is it, I think that's Ariana DeBose for West Side Story.
Right.
Ariana DeBose, West Side Story.
Then Da'Vine Joy Randolph. for the holdovers. And then last year's winner is Zoe Saldana
Zoe Saldana.
for Amelia Perez. And it's just, the reason I bring this up in light of, Teyana Taylor, who we've been talking about, is like to really think about like this mix of pride and it's a mix of things sometimes, right?
Sure.
Like, what is the role? What is being rewarded here?
Yes.
From the standpoint of like the for many, many years, like a very white academy.
Yes.
What is the work being done? What is the performance being given? And what happens to the winner in the wake of her win?
Yes. Oh.
I mean, we're thinking about Teyana Taylor possibly winning, right? For a character that has created a lot of headaches for a lot of people.
Yes.
And a lot of that is attached to what we know to be these historical problems of representation. So what, what is the divorcing here if there is a divorce between being so happy that this woman is going to win an Academy Award? She'll be the 12th winner in this category in 98 Oscars.
Yes.
And like really not loving what she was asked to do in the movie, or not loving the way the movie uses the performance.
Not loving the way the movie uses the performance and uses the character and underuses the character and deploys the character for other characters' interests that I think end up undermining her own character's interests. And I think that we know from some of those examples, like Octavia Butler in The Help, that
Octavia Spencer.
Octavia Spencer. Oh my God, Octavia Butler.
I wish
oh my
Octavia
God.
Butler. Give me some Octavia Butler in the, not in The Help, but just acting in anything.
We know that Octavia Spencer's Oscar-winning performance in The Help was also spectacularized and infamously associated with this kind of, abject form of resistance. Like, she makes a shit pie, whether it's her shit or not,
Eat my shit.
It is a kind of, this trafficking in a very circumscribed form of resistance, which is also, repulsive and intimate, but does not have any kind of, reflection on a larger sort of systemic, intervention in the world.
Something is being kept going here, not right. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's a continuum, and it's still by 2012,
right?
It's lingered into the 21st century, and this is the thing that hurts,
but
right?
This is the thing that hurts because what keeps going in one battle after another? I mean, it's built into the name, but I one of the questions about Teyana Taylor's character is, to what extent is she still within the cogs of the wheels? Control? Right, of this thing that keeps going. And it is one battle after another, right?
It is. This is the Academy Awards to me. Every single one of these winners. It's we have fought over most of these people and the work they're doing or the movie they're doing the work in. Monique.
Yes,
Precious,
right.
But we still are fighting about that.
But that's why Wunmi
Masaku,
right? That's
who plays, who's in Sinners,
that's
nominated also for Best Supporting Actress.
Right, that's why Wunmi's character, and really actually, the women in that film are quite fascinating.
I mean, pale, pale moon all day long.
Okay, but I mean, there's a range of, women in this film, and Wunmi being a hoodoo conjurer, healer, really talk about the voice that is all over in the film. I mean, she gives us the kind of framing for considering, how
the veil works,
right? How the veil works, right? How what
the spiritual stakes are.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So the metaphysical stakes.
The metaphysical stakes, right? So I'm interested in the contrast between those characters, not to pit these two sisters off because they each did extraordinary work with the material given to them. But what the Academy is willing to award is always a source of peril and anxiety, to go back to that word again.
Vexation.
Yes.
All right, Daphne, I'm going to leave you with the last word. Why is it important to talk about this film, again, the way that we've been talking about it? And what does it mean? What is it going to mean for it to potentially win a lot of Hollywood's highest accolade, if that's what winds up happening?
Well, I think this film, as much as it leaves folks like me wanting, it is laying on the table some complicated questions about especially the ways in which people of color decide to align themselves either with hegemony, with dominant culture, with white supremacist patriarchy, or in resistance to it. And we didn't even really talk about all of these different informants who are of color or marginalized, like, the non-binary friend of Willa's. And, there's just a whole string of them. We also didn't talk about the security guard who's shot by Perfidia, which is also very painful.
A black man.
Why?
Yes.
Why are we doing that? At least explain that to me, what that is. So I guess I think that for this, we're engaging in a beautiful struggle with each other and with the cultural object in question, and living with it in a way that I initially wasn't willing to do because I felt so hurt by it. And, if anything, pedagogically, me, myself, my colleagues, we're all trying to encourage film goers, music lovers, art lovers, book lovers to just spend time, to spend time with these objects and to really question them. They, in this case and in many other cases, especially in film, we know this is an entire community of people brought this to life. This is PTA's vision, but it's an entire ensemble. And being able to really take seriously that labor and to fight with it, and try to extrapolate meaning from it as deeply as we can, especially with the topics that this film traffics in, of course, feels more urgent than ever in 2026. And so that feels very heavy for me. And I keep coming back to, the title of Ava DuVernay's, brilliant miniseries about the now exonerated Central Park Five, When They See Us. So, the question of when they see us, and they are seeing us right now in this film, and, throwing all the praise at it, what are they seeing? And because there's so much left for us to want in this film, I feel an ache about what they're potentially seeing and also not seeing.
Daphne Brooks, thanks for doing this.
Anytime, Wesley. I'm not going to text you anymore.
You better stop that. You better keep texting me. We're back. And when you watch the Academy Awards this weekend, if you're going to watch the Academy Awards, they're going to give all the competitive Oscars away during the broadcast. But there is a very special award that they gave away months ago. It's the honorary Oscar. And this year's class, 5 stars. Just one of the great classes. Wynn Thomas, one of Spike Lee's production designers. He's done like 11 of his movies. Malcolm X, Crooklyn, Do the Right Thing, one of the great production design ideas. Seems like it's just set on a street. But why do I think it's Sesame Street? Why do I think it's a Greek tragedy? Anyway, some guy named Tom Cruise is another one of these recipients. But my number one absolute favorite honorary Oscar recipient for 2026 is Debbie Allen.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this glorious golden moment in the sun with Oscar.
The first time I was ever conscious of her was as Miss Grant on TV's Fame. And, you know, she's got that great line that I think she also says in the movie, which is like, you know, you want fame?
You want fame. Well, fame costs. And right here is where you start paying in sweat.
It's just paying in sweat. That woman paid in sweat and probably more. Long resume. I could spend an hour just reading the resume. Actress, producer, a trained dancer, an elite choreographer. She is one of the most successful directors of television shows, maybe in TV history. She's definitely the most successful Black woman to direct anything for television. The Parkers, Grey's Anatomy, she did some Scandals, lots of great television. And she did the choreography for 7 Academy Awards. Like, she did the choreography for those broadcasts.
They can sing, they can dance. After all, this is France.
And she represents a kind of old school showbiz, like big, bold, flashy. Like a lot of, you know, she was bringing all kinds of badonkadonk and jazz hands and big kicks and just rhythm, bate. She did it 7 times. And all 7 times, you know, she was a controversial person at the Oscars because for the same reason that when she went to ballet school as a teenager, she tried to get into some fancy ballet academy. They're like, oh no, not in here with that you don't. She just had too much bate. And this is a thing that happens to Black women all the time with ballet. They're just told they're not built right. So she's like, I'm gonna figure it out. And she did. She became a very successful dancer. And she brought all of those ideas of kinetic movement and, you know, many different approaches to dance from different parts of the world. They were all happening simultaneously in her dance numbers at the Academy Awards. And people were like, this is a lot. And it was. Sometimes it was too much. It was extra. Read all about it. There were people flying across. Dude, the teacups in Beauty and the Beast do they need bidet? It doesn't matter, because Debbie Allen made sure they had some. And I would just say, there's no way that we're getting out of here today without talking about one of the greatest things Debbie Allen ever did. And it combines her own dancing and her own ideas of choreography with one of the great pop songs, I would say, of all time. At the 1985 Academy Awards, funky year at the Oscars. And Debbie Allen did Kenny Loggins' Footloose. When I say she did Kenny Loggins' Footloose, I mean, she put her foot in it, she put her elbow in it, she put both her shoulders in it and shimmied them to death.
Tonight I gotta cut loose, keep softness on their shoes.
She wore this tight red bodysuit, and it's just like got a extra, like, this woman is so extra that her cummerbund is wearing a cummerbund. And there's a moment where 2 dancers are like laying on the floor and they have their legs up in like a Rockettes kick that's kind of frozen. And I mean, these guys, it is a 90-degree angle from left leg to right leg. And this woman is making her own 90-degree angle and just putting one leg on top of this other guy's leg. And they're just bending. And she's just like, yeehaw! I mean, she's just like, her leg is up and she's just working it. I don't think the Oscars had ever seen this kind of energy before. Is she teaching an aerobics class? Is she in Alvin Ailey? Where are we right now? Is it modern dance? Is it MTV? We don't know, but I am riveted and I'm also a little bit on fire because that's what Debbie Allen did. I just was always moved by how much she meant everything. It's just like, there is more passion in this woman's like pinky finger than most people will ever experience in a lifetime. She could like go like that and like lightning power would just shoot out of the finger. She's just amazing. And I just love the idea that this person who acts, produces, directs, and choreographs, like with equal passion, is now the winner of an Academy Award for her contributions to the entertainment business.
Tonight is a victory for creativity and courage and resilience and passion and work.
This is a woman who definitely paid in sweat, and her reward for all that sweat is now an Academy Award with her name on it.
I'm definitely taking him to work with me and keeping him close to remind me not of what I've done, but what I yet need and have to do. God bless you.
Amen.